Alright, what's up, you guys? Well, I have a new series coming that's going to discuss what Nintendo should do regarding the NX and the kind of strategies they should have and what they should shoot for regarding the NX, assuming that that is indeed the next home console and successor to the Wii U and not actually the next handheld or the next the handheld variant of the NX. So I'm going to have a series discussing what exactly Nintendo should do and how they can succeed with that next system. But before we get that series started, I want to discuss whether with the NX, should Nintendo be competing with the current market? Should Nintendo try competing with the PlayStation 4? Or if they should just shoot ahead and try to compete with whatever they think the next PlayStation or the next Xbox should be. And the answer to that is they should definitely be competing with whatever they think Sony and Microsoft will come out with next. Now, the reason why it doesn't make sense for them to try to compete with the current market is, one, they're not going to beat the market leader anyway. And two, this generation, whether people want to realize it and come to reality or not, is not going to last as long as last generation. Got a lot of these people out here, last generation was their first generation, so they think that was normal. No, we are back to a normal console cycle. Developers have already told you this crap. 5 to 6 years max. Now, that doesn't mean that these systems won't be supported after 5 or 6 years, but they will definitely have new successors by then. That these developers, they already told you to expect a new PlayStation, new Xbox by 2018 at the latest. So if the third parties are already telling you this before the systems had even launched, yeah, it's best that you believe it, especially considering Microsoft and Sony, they pretty much are at the mercy of these third parties. So what the third parties want, the third parties get. If they want a new system in 2018, Sony and Microsoft are definitely going to make sure that that happens. Now, the main reason, though, why the Wii U, I'm sorry, not the Wii U, the NX should not try to compete with the PlayStation 4 is because that's stupid. It's not going to catch it. It's not going to catch it. By the time the NX launches, which even if it launched at the end of next year, which it most likely won't, it'll more than likely launch in 2017. But even if it launched at the end of next year, you're going to go from a zero install base trying to compete against a system that's going to have an install base of 40 plus by the end of next year just to compete with them for 2 years? That's stupid. One, you're not going to catch them. Two, you're making a system to compete with another system just for 2 years? That's retarded. What Nintendo needs to do is to build this system with competition coming from PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 in mind. If not, unless they have some insane, highly addictive gimmick, the system will fail. This system, unless, like I said, I mean, I know it's going to have some kind of a gimmick, some kind of hook, but unless that hook takes off, if the system is even in the same, even if the system is as powerful, just straight as powerful as the PlayStation 4, they're not going to do that well in the market. Nintendo needs to make the system as powerful as they can for the price. They need to go the GameCube route on this one. They need to get the best graphics bang for their buck. Not make the system really expensive, but they need to get their money's worth as far as the graphics are concerned. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, well, why would they make a system to compete with the PlayStation 5? The PlayStation 4, it's going to be around for a very long time. There's no new system coming out. Look, even if it wasn't in the plan for new systems to come out within the next couple of years, if the NX is actually successful, those plans will change. Same as what happened with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. If the original Wii hadn't been such a huge success, when Nintendo announced the Wii U, they wouldn't have launched their systems. The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One were not supposed to come out in 2013. They just weren't. The reason why they launched early is because they were afraid of that there might be another Wii situation. And they released them early. It's obvious. Now, what Nintendo needs to do with the NX is to try to cut both of the lifespans of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One as short as possible. They need to try to force them to start their install base over. Specifically Sony, because Microsoft, whether these Xbox fanboys will admit it or not, even though the Wii U's considered a commercial bomb, there's hardly any games coming out for the system, the advertising sucks. The Xbox One really hasn't sold that much more than the Wii U. I mean, it came out later, but so did the PlayStation 4. Its PlayStation 4 sold way more than the Wii U. The Xbox One, not so much. I mean, think about it. The Wii U, as far as retail releases, has hardly gotten any games this whole year. The Xbox One has gotten plenty of games, has great advertisement, yet if you look at the sales in North America, the Xbox One has only been outselling the Wii U by like 2-1. That's actually pretty sad, considering the Wii U is supposed to be the dead man walking system, and the Xbox One really isn't outselling it by that much, if we're being honest here. PlayStation 4, that's a different story. Now, another reason why the NX needs to compete with whatever the next two are offering is because that example right there, Microsoft could be the one looking to come out with another system, because the Xbox One is not going to catch the PlayStation 4. That's obvious, and it's not even going to be close. So I'm sure Microsoft sees that, and they may want to come out with another system and launch early. And before you say, "Oh, that would never happen," they did that first. See, that's what you Xbox fanboys seem to forget. You think that it's a failure for the NX to come out 4 years after the Wii U launched, yet that's the same exact thing that happened with the Xbox 360. The original Xbox came out in 2001. The 360 came out in 2005. Last time I checked, that is 4 years. That's it. Yeah, so Microsoft could be looking to try to force Sony to come out with a new system also. So Nintendo definitely needs to be aiming this at whatever they believe Sony and Microsoft will come out with next. If not, you can end up with yet another Wii U situation.